Welcome to another episode of Marketing 101. We got a cool guest this week, Hally Brooke, and she's from Live Nourished Coaching. And she's going to tell us a little bit about a cool, unique model. We've been talking about models for the last, I think, 2 months. I've had some very cool guests about different models and really getting chiropractors to think outside the box, which is pretty cool. So you fit this whole kind of series really nicely. Tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what you do, and how it all works.
Yeah, so I'm a nationally board certified health and wellness coach through the National Board of Medical Examiners. I'm also a functional medicine certified nutrition counselor and health coach. And I own a business, and we have two sides of our business. So one side of our business is we have people come directly to us, just like they come to your chiropractic clinic for gut issues and adrenal issues and hormone issues is really what we focus on. And then the other side of our practice, which is what we're going to talk about more today, is we provide fractional health coaching to providers, especially chiropractors, to help create a collaborative care model and improve both your patient outcomes and your profitability of your clinic.
Very cool. It sounds cool. And in the green room, I'm excited about it. So
Okay.
explain that model a little bit, because now you got people like, okay, well, what is she talking about? Like, you're going to just send people to our office to work in our office? Or so explain how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. So Harvard Medical School about 3 years ago wrote an article that said health coaching is the future of medicine, and any practitioner provider of any type who doesn't have a health coach in their office by the end of 2024 is behind the eight ball. So we took that and said, that's cool. Why is that? And the real reason is that lifestyle is where medicine is going. The diseases that we're dealing with today are all chronic diseases, and there is not a pill to fix it. The pill is lifestyle, and lifestyle is hard to fix. And we know that, especially in chiropractic offices, especially in functional medicine offices, especially in kind of these alternative worlds where we're seeing people come to us who are saying, hey, I'm hurting, or I have pain, or I have headaches and I want this fixed and resolved. We know that lifestyle is that, you're going to get your chiropractic adjustment, but actually I also need you working on your posture and traction and all these other things. So what we said, our providers, whether you are an allopathic provider or a chiropractic provider or a functional medicine provider, two things. One, you're the highest paid person in your clinic, and you are limited by the 8 hours that you have in a day. Or if you're crazy, you work 14 hours a day, but you're still limited by that time no matter what. And therefore, you are limited by the number of patients that you can see. And so the only way that you can improve patient outcomes is by spending more time with your people. The only way that you can improve profitability is either by dramatically increasing your prices or by, just increasing volume, which again, you're limited by time. So what if we take this lifestyle medicine piece of health coaching, we plug that into a practice, and we create a collaborative care model where the practitioner can be the practitioner, and then all of your patients or practice members or clients, whatever you call them, can also have lifestyle support outside of that in a way that sets them up to get better and heal faster and increases your profit margins either one of two ways. Either it allows you to increase your prices because you're so dramatically increasing value, or it allows you to see more people because you can do it at volume because you have help and support and you're not the only one doing it. So that's a really big overview. Obviously, there's a lot of nuance to that, but
Great. No. And we're going to dive into that. That's very, very cool model. So virtually, of course. So my patient base as a chiropractor in my office will have access to virtual health coach.
yep,
If we bombard that health coach, we have access to more health coaches, right? So
exactly.
that's very cool. I like that because we don't want any glass ceilings whenever we're scaling, right? So listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a scaling opportunity, very different than growth. You're going to grow, but it's a scaling thing that doesn't require any more time or money out
Yep.
of your pocket to do this. So yes, you got me excited. This is cool. So it's virtual. And
Yep.
what does that look like? So how would that work for a chiropractor to get this off the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have two different models where we partner with chiropractors, and really it's based on the size of your clinic, your volume, and how integrated you want to be in your patient care. So option one is really essentially an affiliate relationship. The way that we do that is any new patient who comes in, we kind of rework your new patient special so that it includes both all of the things that you do with your new patient special, but then a consult with a health coach as well. We give your front desk language to help understand how to leverage that. We give you language to help understand how to leverage that. And we give your patient language so that they go, oh man, when I come to this clinic, they've got me. Like in every aspect of my life, I'm going to be taken care of. And then the affiliate model is they come and they have a session with us. They have a session with the chiropractor. And if they decide to work with us, that chiropractor gets an affiliate kickback. We do it on a membership-based model. So that becomes recurring revenue for your clinic. Super cool and unbelievably easy. The only thing that requires for you to do is that your front desk signs your new patient up for the consult with us and for the consult with you. That's it. And then we take it from there and you get recurring revenue. Super easy. And then any current patients that you have, we also have language and marketing brochures and all of that to help you encourage those people to sign up for that as well. So you can say, hey, we've got this new offering. We have a health coach. They're in office with us. This is what it looks like. So you can push people that way. And that's it. Like that's all that requires. It's an affiliate relationship. We support your patients. And that's for practitioners who want to be maybe a little bit more hands-off, but want a really sustainable, scalable model that's going to create another income stream for them. The second model is what we call fractional health coaching. And that's where I take one of my coaches and I basically plug them in on the backside of that provider's office. So instead of us looking like a different company that we are partnering with, we are now fully integrated with your company. And so, or with your practice. So when someone comes to you, you can say, hey, this is Hallie. She's my health coach. Again, we do it all virtually. But we represent your practice. So we take notes in your EHR system. We have a once a month meeting with you to talk about your patients and your clients and what you want to do and what you're seeing and how we do this so that you basically have an in-house health coach. Again, increases your revenue. Instead of it being an affiliate model, you keep all of the revenue and you just pay us our per client rate. And you expand your offerings tenfold without having to go back to school, without having to build out a whole new branch, without having to hire anyone. We just plug and play and you now offer nutrition.
Very cool. I love
Yeah.
that. So when you do the plug and play model where somebody comes into your almost like part of your business, that practitioner may be doing that for a couple different places around the country, right? As long as their schedule's full,
Yep.
unless they completely maximize with your office and they have a full schedule, right? Then
Yep.
they're truly an employee that's virtually working for you. So that's great. So that's how I always think is what happens if we maximize people. So
Yep.
that's great. The model is fantastic. So I love that. What would you be what's a good thing to, I mean, you guys do all the screening for this, so of course your employees or whoever you use to be the coaches have been certified, board certified. I mean, they've been vetted by you.
Yep.
So reputation is there, which is great. What
Yep.
else are some other things that chiropractors may ask about, how does this work as far as clinical? How does this look for our patients?
Yeah, it's a great question. So again, it depends on the model. If you're doing the affiliate model, you refer to us and we plug them into our system and they are fully our clients and you just get that affiliate income stream. Super easy. You are supporting your patients better. You have a partner that you know, love, and trust. And we're ready to rock and roll. So in that case, the clinical side, we take care of all of it. When we plug in a health coach on the backside with the agency fractional health coach model, now we're actually working in a collaborative relationship with that provider. So our chiropractors are our doctors. You can think of it more like a what's it called? Medical oversight. There's a word for this that it's Friday and it's escaping my brain.
It's okay.
I'll get back to you on that. Anyway, we're working with you as the provider, and then we are your support team. So there's two ways that works. Some chiropractors love practicing all the things. So they do chiropractic, but they also do nutrition and they also do supplements and they also do labs and they do all these things. And so what it looks like in that model is you as the chiropractor get to be the detective and figure out what you want the plan for this patient to be and how you want them to move towards getting better. And then you hand us that plan and we say, awesome, let's figure out how to grocery shop for foods that don't have sugar. Let's figure out how to remove gluten. Let's figure out how to remove dairy. Let's figure out how to, eat in a way that's going to reduce your A1C. Oh, you have rheumatoid arthritis? Cool. Let's talk about autoimmune plans and what that looks like and how you actually implement that on a Tuesday when you have a husband who doesn't eat this way and you have 4 teenage boys who also don't eat that way. Like we take them by the hand and we walk them through that plan. That's how we do that with a practitioner who wants to be really involved. With a practitioner who wants to say like, hey, this is my nutritionist, go see them. Then we really operate a lot like we do in our referral model, but we keep that practitioner apprised of what's going on because we're working in your EHR. So all of our notes, everything that is happening with that client is in your system, in your portal, so that when they come to you for their adjustment, you can pull that up and you can go, oh, cool. Looks like your health coach is talking to you about stress and meditation. Awesome. How's that going? And then you really look like you know what you're doing and you've got all of your patients, even though you didn't spend a minute on anything other than a quick look over their notes. So
That's great. That made me think a little bit about like chiropractic offices that have niches. Let's like us, like maybe the ADHD and autism and pediatrics. Uh,
Mhm.
are your board certified nutritionists familiar with this? Can they help, or would we, could we pivot with that with people who are, or neuropathy or whatever it may be? There's many different niches that some chiropractors get into. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'll answer that by saying this. Every single one of my coaches has either come out of FMCA, so Functional Medicine Coaching Academy, or IIN, Integrative Nutrition Academy. Those are the only two I hire from. Both of those academies cover the whole range from autoimmunity to ADHD to neuropathy to type 2 diabetes to gut health and hormone health. So we are trained in a vast variety. The other thing that I do is all of my health coaches are paid for an hour a week for professional development. And that professional development, we split 2/3, 1/3. 2/3 is best practices and best research. So when I assign one of my health coaches to a practice and I know, hey, this practice specializes in childhood ADHD, I expect that 2/3 of your weekly professional development is going to be learning that. So we get into NCBH or NCBI, we start reading articles, we start watching videos, we start having meetings with that provider, and we are learning what you are doing, and we are very smart and very capable. All of my coaches are nationally board certified. So I like to say the same board that certifies brain surgeons certifies us. So we're held to that ethical standard of practice. We're held to that scope of practice. And in those kind of situations, we work as your team. So, the first couple months that we're working with you, we're going to ask you a lot more questions because we want to know, how would you respond to this? Once we get to know you and we start to know kind of what your common answers are, then we can start to take work off your plate because, well, I already know that Dr. Enrico is going to say this, so this is what we're going to do. That's how we do it.
that's great. You took my next question, so I got nothing for you. That was it. Like, how do we work with you? And then you say, well, we ask you questions and we have a learning curve, which is fantastic.
Yep.
That's great. The model makes so much sense. How is it going so far with your business? How long have you been doing this? What are the trials and tribulations so far? And where do you think you're going to be moving to in the short near future?
Yeah, that's such a great question. We've been doing this since 2016, so we've been in business for a long time. Um, Man, there's been so many trials and tribulations. I mean, our business has had changed and turned inside out 50 times since then. I started as a personal trainer and then I went back to school for functional medicine nutrition and then I became a private practitioner and then I just started working as a health coach with my own clients and then I started meeting providers who are like, "Hey, can you do this for me?" And that's where this whole thing has been built out. So,
Cool.
man, trials and tribulations, if you're a business owner, you've been through all of them, right?
For
Like
sure.
all
Yeah.
of them. How do we market? How do we do this? I think probably right now, our biggest challenge is helping providers understand that you don't need to be everything for everyone. And you can trust this member of your team, this health coach that we're plugging in, that like they've got your patients. They've got you as a provider and they've got your patients. I meet a lot of doctors, whether they're chiropractors or anything in between, who really want to know it all for themselves, which is awesome. Like I'm not docking that at all. Go learn stuff. But the hard part of that is you can go back to school and you can learn all the things and you are still limited to 8 hours a day. Like
Time.
you can only see
You
that
guys
many
solve time.
patients.
Yeah, you solve
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
which is the biggest component right now. I mean, 10 years ago it was money or space and now it is time.
yep,
And you guys are going to do great because it's a model that's going to work. So, and I was going to say it's chiropractors that are stubborn, but truly the whole health industry, we're very stubborn. I don't know why we don't want to let go. We're like, not because we're know-it-alls, but we care so much about our patients. We're scared about what the next person's going to say.
yeah.
So that's great. So as long as you work as a team, I think it works really well. And even your own team working together for a while can still say some stupid things. And I'm like, what did you just say? I can hear them from the other room. And I'm like, we've talked about this. What's going
Yep.
on? So that happens. So that's great. I mean, the model sounds great. So how do people get in contact with you? I'm going to put everything into the handles. They'll have access to it. Just click and go. But in the meantime, what's the best ways to contact you? Your website, your direct message, or whatever it is?
Yeah. So go to our website, click on the contact us button and send me an email. Just say, hey, I heard you on the Marketing 101 podcast. I want to talk.
Awesome. What's your website?
Great question. Livenorishedcoaching.com. So www.livenourished coaching.com. And when you go to our website, our website is designed to be client facing. So it's talking to our clients who are coming in. We do marketing for this side, the agency side, like this on podcasts. So you'll just want to click the work with me as a provider or click the contact me and we'll connect.
Great. Yeah, that's the best way with that. What does it look like for a chiropractor after they've contacted you? What's the onboarding process, and what does it look like when you get started?
Yeah, great question. So it depends on which way you want to work with us, whether you want to work with us in sort of the affiliate model or the agency model. The onboarding process for both of those is different. We have a full training process to train yourself and your team on how to work with you. With us, obviously, if we do the agency model, it's a little bit more advanced because we need to learn your EHR. We need to learn how your system works. You're sort of onboarding us as an employee, but I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So if you don't have systems to onboard an employee, that's okay. We have systems for you. And that's what it looks like. So we decide that this is a partnership that we want to go down. We decide which avenue we want to do this in. And then we have a whole onboarding process to help you get set up for success.
Cool. And then you can go one way and then switch if you guys get busy to the onboarding. You guys are capable of doing that too. This is great. Check them out. I mean, I love this just because of the time solution thing, and just it expands your entire office into offering your patients so much more. And I can tell you firsthand, it works. We do it in person, which doesn't solve the time or the space issue because we give up space for this and we have to have somebody in there for time. So we do this. It works really well, and it's a huge value to our patients. But it's almost limitless with you guys. This is great. So if it does take off, or if a niche develops, I think it's great. So definitely contact them, get in touch with them. Anything you want to leave us with?
No, I think what you just said is also really big on the time and space thing. With us, you pay per patient. So if you have 0 patients, you're not paying us anything. Versus if you try to do this in-house, you're paying your employee whether you have someone or not. So it's a really easy way to get started and to scale, because there's, onboarding, there's a cost for onboarding, but there's really not a whole lot of risk. Like, you're going to get a patient, you're going to pay for that, and you're going to be good to go.
Right. After you're onboarded, it sounds like a very simple program. I mean, it's literally you're getting paid for
Yeah.
an affiliate for anything so there's no more money afterwards. No, great model. I mean, you take away all the obstacles as a provider, myself, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, all those things, multiple clinics. When you can take away the burden of like long-term commitment, I think it's a no-brainer. You're making it very easy. I think you're silly not to at least explore it, because there might be personal obstacles where it doesn't end up working out. But for most of us, I think you're going to see a great connection there. So thank you so much for your time. This was really, really awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I hope to get to talk to your people. Thank you for having me.
For
It's
sure.
been an honor.
Awesome. Take care.
You too.